Well, hello, Stampers. It's the Pampered Stamper, and it is so good to be back with you. Happy Thursday, and welcome to Prime Time. A special thank you to my YouTube channel platform members and the Creative Queens and the Creative Business Builders. It's wonderful to have you here. Today, I am going to be making a shaker card using the beautiful Butterflies bundle. Now, I'm thinking, do I have it laying here? I have all my parts. You think you're all together and you've got it, but no. Well, you know what? I have to be nice to myself. The Everything was laying ready, but on the table. So not everything is on my desk because I run out of room. But let's take a look. Here is the beautiful Butterflies stamp set. And what's cool about this one is that it has these dies plus the die that we're using today. This one for the saying, and this one that goes inside. Let's see, there's my window sheet. I don't want to lose that. This goes inside, and just remember to use the side that has the Stampin' Up logo. And then I just put in a blank sheet, of course, just this one's already cut out, but I'll just put this one in so you can see. This is a little trickier now because I have to put it exactly so. Anyway, you do this, and then you run it through your Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine, but make sure you run it through this way. You're going to be tempted to run it through this way because that way you see the butterfly properly, but you want it to be the fold side in, okay? To keep your embossing folder in good shape, you should always run it through with the fold in first. There's a little angle in here to make it go through better, and that's just better. When you run it through this way or this way, it just ruins your embossing folder. It makes it out of line and it weakens the fold. Okay, so what I did, we're going to use this both. I did this twice, once with the blue bouquet paper and once with the berry burst. And now we're going to turn it into a shaker card because these things are so beautiful. You could also use them as just gems with a little dot of liquid adhesive. But let's get started. And also, the other tip that I have is that for the window sheet, they are on low inventory right now. But when you order photopolymer stamps, they are attached to a window sheet and then they're covered with a thin one. So you take them off that thick sheet and then you lay them on the stamp in the case. See, it's right that the words are there. So you put your stamp on there and then you cover them with the thin one. And that way you don't have it flopping around. That's really what the intent was. So then you have this window sheet, and I just cut it at 4.5 inches, and then it's perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn this around. I'll move this out of the way. I have a 12 by 6 inch piece of very vanilla cardstock, and I scored it at 6 inches, so we have a square card. This is also 6 by 6 inch paper. So we're going to turn it around, and we are going to add some liquid adhesive. Like once you've used it, just go like this, and then you get that little bit of extra glue off the edge. And now we're just going to add some glue all the way around. Like so. This doesn't matter so much here. And then what I'm also going to do is just put glue around the edges of this thing. Our liquid adhesive really is so easy to use, and it's so strong. I just have to make sure I don't get glue on my fingers here. There. Now we'll carefully turn that upside down. Perfect. So that holds the window sheet in place. And then just going to give that a nice firm press. We don't want that coming loose. Now we're going to use our foam adhesive sheets. These are foam adhesive strips. Okay, just take one out at a time. The nice thing about these is that they're flexible. So we're going to get as close as we can to our butterfly. You don't want to be able to see this from the other side of your card. But you see how it bends around the curves? It's really quite nice. Let's see. I kind of want to get that a little bit closer because you want to keep, you don't want to go over the edge. You want to keep it you know what, it's not going to, that adhesive strip that's on the top. Let's see. This is kind of the boundary for your, it's kind of the wall that stops the glitter, the sequins, and all that yummy stuff from escaping. So you want this to be as close to your opening as possible. You know what I'm going to do here? I'm going to trim this off so that I can get right in there. Here. There. Now we're going to get the second piece going. Here. This is just basically a strip of the same stuff that our Stampin' Dimensionals. Now here you want to make sure you abut it nice and tightly. You don't want to give an escape hatch for those sequins. They will find any opening that you give them. Okay. So take your time with this step. This is really the only tricky part to making a shaker card. But this is the most important part because I kind of want to go into this corner here. So, and then there. I'm just going to overlap that a little bit. There. And now we're going to put this all the way around the edge as well. This whole piece is going to be popped up. You want your card to be nice and stable, so you don't want it to just be attached in that middle part because then these pieces are going to sink down and look terrible. This doesn't matter so much if the pieces are attached because nothing is going to be trying to escape. Here. I'm going to order more of these. I like to always have lots of these on hand. This is so much nicer than just using a whole lot of dimensionals. So just butt it up against. It just gives you a really nice, firmly structured card that looks great. And then here we'll just put a little piece in. You don't have to because it's not going to affect anything really, but it's nice to have it all looking pretty similar. All your edges here. Look at that. Didn't I line that up beautifully? Okay. So now we want to take off this I don't want to take off yet because what I'm going to do, I'm going to cover this up a little bit. I'm going to carefully, maybe I'm going to get a spoon. I'm going to get a little spoon to put these in, or you could just do like this. You don't want any of those sequins sticking to the exposed foam adhesive strips. And I want this to be fairly full. You always have sequins left over anyway, and there's no point. So there's quite a few in here. This is going to be my fancy card. They're sticking to my spots where I have glue on my fingers. They also have a little bit of, what do you call that? Static cling. So I'm going to get my pokey tool, my pick-me-up tool. It's really sticking to me. You do not want these sticking to your adhesive. See, so I've got one here. I don't want that. I'm going to get that one off because that's enough to break your seal, okay? here, and this one here is stuck against the side. Okay. And here, there's another one. So you see how important it is to have this not exposed. Maybe I should have used a spoon because it's really sticky. Okay. Now, I'm going to carefully take off the outside first. And then I'm going to pick up the pieces that I've fallen outside. Okay, so you don't want any sequins. Do a little test, do a little quality control check, and make sure you don't want to have any stuck in the spots where you can't see them. I mean, they're not super expensive, but still, they're expensive enough that you don't want to waste them. Now, I guess the hardest part of this card now is putting the card onto this card front, layering it. Like what you could do and what I might do is put another piece of acetate, then I don't have to worry about it. So I think I'll do that. You can choose yourself what you want to do, but I'll tell you. So I can just either take the whole card and put it on, or I can put another piece of acetate, but I don't really want the other acetate because, well, I don't want to take away from here. I'm going to just stand over top and carefully lower it. And press. If you're worried about doing this step, then put a piece of acetate on because we'll see how badly or how well I did this. Oh, it's pretty nice. I did it really well. Okay, I'm super happy. Let's have a look. Yeah, it looks good, doesn't it? So now, let me just put my lid back on. And put your lid on your sequins. You do not want to hit that and have it go flying. Oops. Guess what? I was talking and whatever not, and I wasn't recording, so I'm recording now. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. It looks really good. I have this extra butterfly, and I kind of like it sitting like this. Now, if your card is not going in an envelope and you're just giving it to someone, you could pop this butterfly on here, and it would look really cool. Now, I just have to find my sentiment. I seem to have misplaced it. So let me find that. Okay, I found them. They were hiding. So what I want to show you as well, so I've stamped it and embossed it in white, but this is the long one. So what you do is you stamp and emboss it, you cut it out, and then, I don't have a long one. Well, just a second. Do I? No. You just go like this and you cut again. So you make it shorter. And you run it through twice, okay? There is a shorter one, but it's too short for the happy birthday. And you just don't want that much room on your happy birthday, I don't think. So I shortened it and then I cut another one in bubble bath. So what we're gonna do is just add a little bit of adhesive to the bottom here, like so. And if you hear any background noise, there's a great big truck pulling in right now. So I'm just going to put this off to the side a little bit so we see some of that pretty pink. Okay, so here we have it. I'm just going to turn this around, put a couple of dimensionals, straddle the joint. So, and we'll just put one down there to keep it even. Ooh, it was almost off the edge. And then that's going to go up here. Happy birthday. And then I do think I'm going to put this butterfly on. It's just like it could go this way too. I guess then it would maybe fit in an envelope. Not sure if I want it. Well, that way it would fit. And then it's looking like it's flying over at the other one. But I kind of like it better when it's a contrast. You know what? That works and it will fit. So what we're going to do is just put a little bit of adhesive right down the middle and then fold up the wings a little bit. See? Like so. That does look so lovely, doesn't it? I'm really happy with it. And what I like about this is that, see, it looks really pretty and it's really simple to do. Okay, it was having a hard time keeping up. I'm going to zoom in so you can see it better. But there's so much detail in this embossing folder that it's just beautiful. Now, I did promise you a double header since you missed out last week because of my travel. Before I show you that, this is the card I did yesterday for Stamping Through My Stash. So you see, it's just the opposite as far as colors go. And this is just simple. Instead of having an opening for a shaker, you just pop up another butterfly. I did the same thing with the sentiment, and then here I've used the sequins as with just a little dot of glue to hold it on. So really pretty. Now let's take a look at another fine feature here. It's this die right here. So this die is used to make a butterfly card, a butterfly shaped card. Now, what I do love about the catalog is take a look here. You see how I got my idea? I saw this and I thought, oh, that made me want the sequins. That is so beautiful. And they just use plain paper, not embossed, and then they stamp. So that's another option that you can do to make a regular size card. But don't forget to use your catalog as an idea book. So here you can see how the layers have been added together. Now, I wouldn't think to do that. It's been stamped, and then there's a die. It's just lovely. But, oh, let me see. We don't need that. There was a place. Oh, yeah, here. It says the large butterfly die makes the card front and shaped cards. So you can either just do the front of the card with a butterfly, or you can make the whole card a butterfly shaped card. See here, it's just the card front, but let's take a look. I thought I saw a little to-do in here. Oh yes, look at that. So here it shows you again, just the butterfly front of a card, and here it shows you a full butterfly card. And what they're telling you to do is to first cut out one and then lay this on the other side, but I have a better way, I think. So let's take a look. Excuse me. I just take a regular card, already folded, and then I take this and I put it right up at the top and then do one cut. Then you don't have to cut twice. Let's do it and see. Okay, I'm just going to put this through, and then I would run it through this way, through your die cutting machine, so that this long cut takes longer underneath the roller. Okay, I'll be right back. So this is the result, and I just want to show you something. There's a tiny little line. Let's see, yeah, there you see it, right there, a little engraved line. That's where the cutting is. So that's the line that you want right on your score line. I was off by a wee little bit. I'm just going to use my, see, you can see the line. I was off by a millimeter. That's why I have this wee little piece. Doesn't matter because we're just going to cut that off. So, and like so, and then we're going to do the same thing on this side. There. It's better to be off a millimeter the wrong way. So now you can see I have a little bit of a fold here. But now you have a card. Sorry, I'm having a hard time. See, you've got a butterfly shaped card. So that's really cool. Let me just throw out my extra bits. And then here is a butterfly card that has just a regular card in the back. So whatever you like to do, it's up to you. Here, I have finished my butterfly card, and I cut out a stamen, and then see? So I just cut it out again in paper to make a nice liner, but it's really cute. So now for the third thing. I'm not going to finish this card, but I'm going to share a tip with you. Well, I guess I could finish it. Okay, I'm going to pick a paper. Okay, we are going to do something. We're going to transform this. We're going to start with these details for the wings. Now, I must say, I have a hard time deciding which one should be the top and which one should be the bottom. But I think I'm just going to lay them on top of each other if there's much of a difference. Oh, look at that. They're just exactly the same. They're just mirror images of each other. Ho, ho, ho. Okay. So, let's see. I'm going to lay them on here like so. That looks about right. Okay. And then, see, I learn too as I go. Here. Oh, this is lovely. See, I learned a lot since the last time I've played with this. Now I'm looking for my Memento Black ink. It's not under anything. It was laying beside my die cutting machine. Why? I don't know. So you do want to make sure this is as dark as possible. I usually do a little tap and twist. If we had the old Stampin'Up, we could do it a few times. Oh, that's upside down. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. And then this one will go. No, see, I have to redo it now. It doesn't go, so it's a little bit persnickety. So I don't know if you want to do them both at the same time. Let me just clean it. Okay, they're clean. Now, I'm going to lay them so. Isn't that funny that I thought they were two different ones? See, and they look bigger now, don't they? But that's because the wings are smaller at the bottom. So many optical illusions in life. All right, tap, 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 a little twist and shout. Sorry, I'm still working on eliminating my Chatham cough. Maybe a bit higher. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, that looks really lovely. And now the finishing touch is going to be this little guy. Now I just used the gray as a neutral, and I'm not sure if that was great, but we're going to see how it turns out. Now we're just going to add some dots. You could, of course, change this up and have lots of different colors. I'm debating about putting them here too. Yep. Let's do the other way. Turn that around. Like so. There. Okay. And now we want to pretty it up because that's a pretty dull butterfly. So I have used the open die, and look at that. That's going to go right over top. Isn't that pretty? Again, I think I'm just going to put some in the middle just to give a little bit of an illusion of movement. We don't want our butterfly to feel trapped. And maybe we should go up a little bit. There. And then we could put a little saying across. Now to add some more detail to this butterfly, because the center is really bulky, we're going to do a little trick. I've cut this out of some retired paper. It's holographic. It's kind of like, it's kind of a cream color, but then it's got all kind of iridescence in it. So now I'm going to chop off his head here, and this is going to go on the bottom. And then our saying, and I was first going to do it in this same color, the bouquet, but then the other side, which is kind of a soft watercolor, but I thought that's kind of boring. So I thought maybe the yellow would be nicer. Just a really nice pop of color, because butterflies are generally bright. So let's not get this. Well, you know what? I was going to put the body on first, but I don't want to put the lid on for nothing. So you know what? We're going to do the saying first. And it's just going to be a simple one. For you. I thought there was a hello as well, but there's a so thankful, but I don't think it fits. So for you. Sometimes I get a little cynical and I'm like, well, of course it's for you. Who else is it going to be for? But that's silly. There, that's just me. For you. Okay, now I can put the lid on this and put it away before it ruins anything. Okay. So now we're going to put a little bit of adhesive on this. Just on the body and the head, not the antenna. And then on the body here. Okay. It's another gray day here in the Netherlands, but you know, when it's not nice weather, it's great crafting weather. There. And let's just pick you up. I'm going to slide you off the table, pick you up by your antenna. So, see, and now you are long enough. There. And then I'm just going to straddle the joint with a for you. We're going to pop that up with a couple of dimensionals. And remember, Stampin' Up! Dimensionals have a couple of really great things going for them. Number one, they're super light. They're just the right thickness. And when you're paying for postage, it's just that little bit that's going to save you from buying extra stamps for you. How cute is that? And then if you want, you can just cut out another one of pattern paper if you want, or you can just write right on here. It's really lovely. So there you have it. You could do the same thing on a card like this and then just put in pretty paper in the background. Let me just grab some. I was just going to put plain paper in, but then I thought, oh, why not emboss it? And so, and then I'm asking, do I want to have the whole thing or do I want to leave a little edge? So let's see. This is 3 5/8 by almost 5 1/2. It should be 5 1/2. So 3 5/8. So I'm going to go 3 1/2 by 5 3/8. So 3 1/2 by 5 3/8. So here we go. Oops, 3 1/2. But there's a little bit of a line there, so I'm going to trim this off. Oh, I knew this. Okay, teaching moment. Look, I should have trimmed first because let's see if we can do it somewhere in the middle. Yeah, don't go near the edge. 3 1/2, and then even start in the middle, like so, and go both ways. 3 1/2 by 5 3/8. So we're going to do the same thing, just go in the middle. Yeah, so don't cut near the edge or you're going to get this horrible mess. Okay? Everything happens for a reason. That doesn't make it all okay, but here we go. So now that's going to go in here. And you know what? I didn't even trim off enough. It should have been 3, and I think I even cut a little bit crooked in my haste. But anyway, I just wanted to show you that this is what you can do to make your card even prettier. Okay? So I think we've done enough. I think it was wonderful. I think you've also um, seen the possibilities. I am going to be doing a reel on this. And it's, you might think, oh goodness, let me just show you. I'm going to be doing a reel on this. And if you see the edges of this butterfly, they are gray. I used markers to color it, and then I spilled a drop of water. So it's not a perfect butterfly, but I was playing. And it's a really cool trick to stop your die cuts from having that white edge. So check me out also on my short section on YouTube or on Instagram on my reels, okay, for more wonderful content. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. It's great to be back with you. I hope you have a super day, and please take advantage of Celebration. Now is the best time of the year to make your purchases because you get something free. With either every $75 or $150 order, you get extra free stuff. It's also the best time of year to join my team because you get either an extra $41 or I think €40 or an extra 2 sets of markers and a stamp set. That's well over $100 worth of stuff. I think 120. So it's a fantastic deal. If you have any questions, please ask me. I would love to be your upline. I've got almost 20 years of experience now. So there aren't too many problems that I haven't dealt with, and I've achieved a lot. So I know how to do it, and I like to share. All right, take care. Bye.